don't.
Alright. So Valerie, basically how this program works is going to be in 3 parts. The first part is going over those no-cost benefits that you have been sponsored for. The second part, which is the most important, is the sponsorship part, which we're going to allow you to extend those exact same benefits to any family or friends that you know. And then the third part, which is the final part, is going over those additional benefits. Of course, not everyone qualifies for it, but we won't really know until we get there. I'm just trying to be very straightforward of how it works. Mm-hmm. So I just have to put in some information in the program just to get it started. So, how do you spell your last name?
Haro.
And then when's your date of birth?
1197.
Okay, so this first video is going to explain our association with the police. Let's take a sec. Oh, there we go.
Congratulations! American Income Life is proud to deliver your valuable benefit package to you through the sponsorship of a friend, family member, or coworker. We offer insurance products to hardworking families and give them the opportunity to sponsor people like you to receive those benefits as well. Our insurance programs make it convenient and cost-effective for working people to obtain benefits they might not otherwise be able to access. American Income Life is a member of Torchmark Corporation, a financial services holding company listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We are an international company with thousands of representatives. We work with more than 20,000 organizations, including professionals such as teachers, firefighters, policemen, as well as veterans, which represent more than 2 million policyholders. When selecting an insurance company, customers want a company they can depend upon to pay claims. We have earned the A+ superior rating for overall financial strength from AM Best Company, one of the country's oldest and most respected insurance ratings companies. Your representative will show you the valuable offers and benefits available to you today.
So this second video is going to explain our company culture and why I'm here.
At AIL, giving back is our core philosophy. From the home office staff to our field representatives around the world, helping others is at the foundation of our company. One of the ways we give back to the communities we work in is by providing food to families in need. In fact, your representative will ask you to donate a canned food item today for our local food bank. Our Closer to the Heart program of charitable giving was founded in 2012 as an added way to give back to the communities where we live, work, and visit. We partner with local organizations and help by making financial donations and participating in hands-on volunteer projects whenever possible. Other ways we give back to the communities where we live and work include providing no-cost benefits that help working people in areas of need in their everyday lives, and offering a no-cost individual or family needs analysis, which assists families in the prevention of potential economic disasters. With this philosophy, we are also proud to serve our community by providing an exciting and rewarding opportunity to those living within it.
After graduate school, a close friend of mine that was working with American Income Life suggested that I interview with the company. After having a chance to learn about the company, I fell in love with its mission and its culture of serving people. I've been with the company for 10 years now. I love the fact that I can have the opportunity to operate as if I'm owning my own business and at the same time have the support of a large international company. I would absolutely recommend that anybody share this opportunity with close friends and family members. It could change their lives as it's changed mine.
You probably know someone who is unemployed, underemployed, or dissatisfied with their current job. We're looking for self-motivated, career-minded people who love making a difference and helping others. Who do you know that is looking for a long-term career opportunity or just desires a better life for themselves and their family?
So as the video mentioned, we are a company that believes that if you're going to be working with a community, you want to be consistently giving back to that community. And one of the ways that we actually accomplish this is by offering opportunities for anyone looking for a new career or a career change or first-time employment. So before we move forward, do you actually know anyone looking for a new career or career change at this moment? No? You're doing good with your job?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So the first no-cost benefit that you were actually sponsored for was called the individual AD&D policy. I'll let this video explain better.
We see the headlines every day. Drunk driver kills wife and mother. Accidental shooting proves fatal. ATV accident claims life. Just the thought of an accident taking the life of a loved one is very troubling. It is also troubling how frequently an accident takes the life of someone. And when you consider that millions of people seek medical attention for accidental injuries each year, you want to protect your family, both physically and financially.
You're good.
We are happy to be here today to deliver your no-cost AD&D policy to you.
Persistent.
We recommend you keep this in a safe place with your other important papers.
Alright, so what the AD&D policy is, basically right here it says it's a gift of $2,000. So how it works is if you were to be in an accident and you lose eyesight in one eye or you lose one lip, you would get up to 50% of that $2,000, which is $1,000 paid to you to help with any immediate expenses following that accident. If you were to be in an accident and you end up losing eyesight in both eyes or end up losing both limbs, you would get the full $2,000. There is a spot for a beneficiary because it's a death benefit to them. So if you were to be in an accident and you end up losing your life, the beneficiary would receive that full $2,000 to help with those immediate expenses following your accident. So I just need you to fill out this section and just sign and date at the bottom. Now, the company does recommend for you to have 2 additional emergency contacts just in case you and the beneficiary were to be unavailable for whatever reason. So they need to be an adult outside of this household but in the local area. I just need their name, their phone number, and their relationship to you. Just simple.
Okay. Rosie Hara,
What's her number?
512
Mm-hmm.
988
Mm-hmm.
8604.
And Rosie is your
Mother.
okay. Right. One more.
Antonio Hara,
What's his number?
409 594
Mm-hmm.
84 89. And
And
that's father.
Your dad. Okay. Now the second no cost benefit that you were sponsored for is called the health service discount card. So basically what this is, it does not substitute any of your existing coverage. If anything, it'll just add on to it. It provides discounts up to 60% for any prescription, vision, hearing, or chiropractic services. And it is valid for up to 1 year to you or anyone else who lives at this address. There is also an option to add dental. However, that is a $24 charge. It's only 1 year, so you only pay it 1 year, and then that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
What we tell families is to just use up the free stuff, see how it works and how it fits with them, and then if it does help a lot, then go ahead and add the dental. But yeah, that's the discount card. In the middle, there's a way to do the application. It is online. It should only take about 2, maybe 3 minutes, and then you automatically get covered, and your card actually gets mailed out to you in a few weeks. So yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, that's pretty good. So Valerie will now be moving on to the second part of the program, which I was talking about, which is the sponsorship part. So basically how that works, I have this paper here with 10 spaces. We need you to write down 10 names of family members or friends, neighbors, anyone that you know who you think would really benefit from these no-cost benefits that I told you. Basically how it works is we will let them know that you sponsored them for that, and they will receive the exact same benefits at no cost to them. We have this other thing called a Child Safe Kit, which is like the ID cards they have at school for the kids with the fingerprints. However, it's a more advanced version than that. The cool thing about it is with the app that the safety kit has, it has a link to the Amber Alert system and the police station, so in case the kids did go missing, the parents are able to more efficiently and quickly send the information out there to the right authorities. So just take as long as you need and just give me those 10 names. So are these all in like the Fort Worth area?
Yes.
Okay. Are they like friends or family, or just friends?
Mostly family.
Mostly family. So are the first two, are they like your cousins?
One's boyfriend, the other's friend.
Okay. And then the rest are just friends,
Yes.
correct? Okay. Friends. Alright, perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you a text to your number. That way you can let them know that I will be contacting them. Because what normally happens is when we call people and say they were referred by so and so, they end up hanging up or cussing us out or something. So by you letting them know, kind of prevents the awkwardness for that. So what's your number?
409
Mhm.
594
Mhm.
84 89.
Perfect. You probably get that any second now, but yeah, as soon as you get it, go ahead and let them know. Just so I try to reach out to people who get referred as soon as possible. Usually by the next day. So I'll be getting that. So now we'll be moving on to the third part of the program, which is those additional benefits that I was talking about. Of course, when I see families, all their needs and wants are different than the family that I'm going to see or the family that I just saw. This next video is going to explain exactly why that is.
Since birth, you've spent each day preparing for the future. Each milestone the result of hard work and planning. But have you prepared financially for the inevitable? The top 5 causes of death in America are heart disease, cancer, stroke, chronic lower respiratory diseases, and accidents, unintentional injuries. Life changes in a heartbeat. Are you prepared? Life insurance can help take care of your family financially, so they won't be burdened with outstanding expenses when you die. But many of us don't understand how life insurance works, the types of life insurance, or how our needs change as our lives change. First, let's look at how life insurance works. Life insurance pays a specific benefit amount upon your death. You choose the benefit amount that is right for your family based on your needs. The top 2 reasons people purchase life insurance are to pay for final expenses and to help cover the loss of income in the event of an unexpected death. People also purchase life insurance for mortgage protection, so their family won't lose their home due to a breadwinner's loss of income. Additionally, many people purchase life insurance in the event they die. They help ensure their children can pay for their education. It's guaranteed that everyone will die. The only unknown is when. Will your family be able to maintain their standard of living and achieve the dreams you share? The next step is for our representative to do a needs analysis to help make sure you're prepared.
So the next thing is called the needs analysis. So basically I'm just going to ask you a few questions and the program will see exactly what you do qualify for. Alright, any internal cancer in the past 2 years?
No.
You use insulin diabetes?
No.
Cardiovascular disease like heart attack, stroke?
Mm-mm.
Are you currently using an oxygen tank?
No.
Any terminal illness?
No.
Alzheimer's?
Mm-mm.
Have you used any form of tobacco in the last 12 months?
No.
Currently on probation or parole?
No.
Arrested or convicted of a DUI?
No.
Right, so the way this program works is it's designed to not take more than 4% of one's monthly income. So on average, how much do you bring home a month after taxes and insurance?
1,000.
1,000? Okay. Is that like just about like an average? Okay, perfect. Do you get life insurance through your job currently?
Yes.
Do you know like how much coverage you have, or if it's like a whole life return?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Alright. Do you have, so you know if you have like how much your coverage is? Not really? Okay. It's fine. Normally, majority of the families, they do get some type of life insurance through their job. But normally when you find out the papers, they should inform you of that. If you can find out, go ahead and find out so you know exactly how much you're getting covered for. So I'm gonna take you don't have life insurance outside of your job or anything? Okay. And you rent, do you use checkings, savings, or both? Checking. Alright, perfect. Just give it a minute to think. Alright, perfect. So what this is called the mandatory read-off letter. And what it's basically saying is that as I'm going through these benefits that you qualified for, and you're thinking to yourself, you know, these are really good benefits, and I can see why so many people are signing up, then I'm going to go ahead and tell you to sign up today while I'm out here. And on the flip side, as I'm going through these benefits and you're thinking to yourself, you know, these are really good benefits, but it doesn't go with what my family needs right now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you not to sign up today. Either way, yes or no, they say you make a decision today in fairness to all the other family members that are going to be seen. To be honest, I don't know if there'll ever be another chance for me to come out here, so I'm just trying to get everything done today. So, the first major gap that the program saw is called the accident health coverage, and the video will explain better.
An accident can happen to anyone, at any time, and in any place. No matter what your age or circumstances, you could be a victim. Just the thought of an accident taking the life of a loved one is very troubling. It's also troubling how frequently an accident takes the life of someone. When you consider that millions of people seek medical attention for accidental injuries each year, you want protection, both physically and financially. Picture yourself trying to make ends meet when you are unable to work. Just as accidents happen in an instant, the lives of your loved ones are changed in that same instant. The emergency accident benefit pays for treatment as an outpatient within 72 hours of an injury. This benefit is not paid if you receive any other benefits under this policy. The hospital confinement benefit pays if you are confined in a hospital due to an accidental injury for any one accident. The intensive care benefit is payable the first day of intensive care confinement, up to a 14-day maximum for any one accident. The accidental death and dismemberment benefit pays scheduled benefits in the event of an accidental death, also known as the principal sum. This benefit amount is doubled if the accidental injury resulted from driving or riding as a passenger in an automobile. Benefits are multiplied by 5 if the accidental injury resulted from riding as a fare-paying passenger in a licensed common carrier, such as a ship, bus, or airplane. The policy pays the full principal sum for a double payment, such as the loss of both hands or feet. The policy pays half the principal sum for a single payment, such as the loss of one hand or foot. This coverage is guaranteed renewable. As long as you pay the premium, your policy cannot be canceled. This policy pays in addition to group, health and welfare, or workers' compensation coverage. Your representative will review the outline of coverage with you and give you specific information about covered injuries, the benefits paid for each injury, and any limitations or exclusions. You can't foresee when an accident may happen, but you can be prepared if it does.
Alright, so for you, what they're recommending is a $300 amount for the AD&D policy. So basically kind of how the video was saying, if you were to be confined in a hospital because of an accident, what they will be paying you would be $300 a day for up to a whole year. If you were to end up in intensive care, it would be $300 a day for 14 days. If you were to be like an emergency accident for whatever reason, they could actually give you up to $150. The whole point of this accidental policy is if you were to be an accident to just help with those expenses that happen. Of course, you don't expect to have an accident to happen. You want to avoid that, but obviously they do happen. I mean, it's life. It's what you just can't avoid that. So what we're just trying to do is just help with anything, any expenses following that could potentially, instead of going bankrupt, it would just give you a little cushion, if that makes sense. As they were saying, so if you were to be in an accident and you ended up having the loss of, let's see the bottom, the loss of one foot or one hand, you would end up getting just $15,000 even. If it was because of an automobile accident, it would give you $30,000, and if it was by train, airplane, you would get $75,000. If you ended up losing both limbs or eyesight, they actually end up doubling, kind of how the video is explaining. Does this make sense? And then another thing about, of course, they add a rider. So if you were to be, if you added someone under your policy as well, it would end up having the $400 a bit. So the next major gap that the program found is called the funeral and final expense protection. I'll let the video explain better.
The warmth of family is one of the most beautiful and valued things in life. For this reason, saying goodbye to a loved one can be difficult, and even more so when we are not prepared. The emotional distress adds to the financial burden. It can be devastating to lose the family savings, or even the family inheritance. The average cost of a funeral continues to rise, and these expenses can be higher depending on where you live. Keep in mind that funeral and cemetery expenses increase each year due to inflation and other economic factors. At 4% a year for the next 20 years, the cost of a funeral will have risen above $30,000. Expenses become even more overwhelming when you consider that Social Security only pays a $255 death benefit, and that's if you qualify. That still leaves all of the expenses for your family to cover. The last thing we want is to leave our loved ones in this kind of situation when we perish, isn't it? That's why it is important to anticipate for future events with preparation. Otherwise, who would be responsible for those unforeseen and sometimes escalating expenses that no one is ready for? We all want our last goodbye to bring comfort and leave a loving memory of us in the hearts of our loved ones. However, these good feelings can be diminished when we do not have coverage for final expenses, and a burden is presented that could mean thousands and thousands of dollars. For this situation, American Income Life recommends our whole life policy along with the Freedom of Choice certificate. The process is simple and can be used to cover your final expenses up to the face value of your policy. Your beneficiary takes the certificate to the chosen funeral home, agrees to the service details, and writes the total amount on the back, signs it, and hands the certificate to the funeral home director. When the service is needed, the funeral home director calls the number on the certificate to speak directly to a claims representative. Payment is made directly from our company to the funeral home, and the remainder, if any, is paid to the beneficiary in a lump sum check. The decision is simple, and your family deserves it. Obtain final expense coverage, which allows you to have the Freedom of Choice certificate. That way, you will help avoid many problems for your loved ones. Today, you can enjoy the tranquility of knowing, in an inevitable moment, there will be peace. If you're giving them the best today, prepare for tomorrow. Leave them only beautiful memories. Love is shown with action.
So something I wanted to emphasize on that the video was saying is that Freedom of Choice certificate. So basically how it works is, as the video was saying, right now the average funeral is $15,000, but as I said, in the future it would actually be to that $30,000. So for you, the actually recommended amount is $59,000. Sounds pretty good if you think about it. So with the Freedom of Choice, how that works is your beneficiary would go to the funeral home and talk to the funeral director. Don't even tell them that you have some sort of policy or insurance. You're not supposed to anyways. What they would do is negotiate like a good funeral package for you. So what we would tell them is to negotiate it to where it's less than that amount. So let's just say they negotiated the amount to be like $20,000 for your funeral. So what your beneficiary would do would talk to the director, negotiate it down to $20,000. Okay, so they would go get the Freedom of Choice certificate. On the top it says fill out the total cost. So you put it's $20,000. You fill out the remaining spaces. You sign it. You hand it over to the director, and his job is done. The very next day, that funeral home would call our home office, and we would send that $20 check to them. The funeral is completely paid for. You're done. In 5 to 7 days later, that remaining $19,000 would be sitting in the mailbox of your beneficiary as a check, and that's it. Leaving them with $19,000 to basically help the rest of the family. Maybe go take a trip or whatever. So that's the thing with the Freedom of Choice. We are the only insurance company to have the Freedom of Choice in effect as that. Basically, what we want to help families is we want you to get something out of your investment that you're putting in. Basically, we want to look out for the family as a whole. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Perfect. So, to recap real quick. Perfect. So, what the program brought up was, of course, that accidental policy of the $300 for yourself, giving you all these benefits in case you were to be in an accident and how much they would cover you for. Of course, to your funeral fund expenses, they recommend a whole life of that $59,000. And some additional benefits that they always have is the terminal illness rider. What that means is basically if in the future you were to develop a terminal illness like cancer, what the policy will end up doing is you can actually take out half of that amount to help, if you have a bucket list, something to do, of course you're going to die soon, just to help, end your days in vacation basically. The layoff waiver, what it does is if you were to be laid off for whatever reason, the company will waive your premium for 3 months, which will help you get readjusted to while you're looking for a new job. The strike waiver is if you were to go on a strike, the company will actually waive your premium for up to 12 months. So basically a whole year, just to help you for whatever reason you're in a strike, to help with that. If all of this makes sense, they're giving you the option. They're giving you two options. Option A is that $44.53, which has inflation included, which is that $59,000 whole life, and option 2 has partial inflation, which would be at just $30,000 whole life. So if everything makes sense here, which of these two options would not take food off your table?
A.
A? You want to go with A? Alright, so before I get ahead of myself, there's some questions I have to ask just to get in order to get you qualified.